Welcome back to Jazz Unfiltered. Today I have someone I've been wanting to have on here forever, Dporticus.
What's going on? Glad to be
How
here.
are you? Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. Like seriously excited.
We got to do a video together before, but that was with our friend Minnie.
Yes. I've literally watched your account grow and I've been like a fan forever. And I think that you're doing so good.
I appreciate that.
You're amazing. Like I look up to you. If you guys haven't seen his stuff, go watch his stuff. It's really good.
And it's funny because you've got the better. You're better at certain things. I mean, you're better at posting like so much like short content that I just can't bring myself to take the time to do. Like I'm scrolling TikTok or like if I come across like I don't know what it's called on Instagram, but the shorts on reels.
The reels.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like every like fifth one is you. I'm like, damn, she's like on the grind. I'm like,
Really?
I wish I had the motivation to post that many in the short form stuff.
Well, thank you, because I really needed that, because I always feel like I'm not doing enough and I haven't been posting. I know, like, I wish I could like stick to the long form content, because I know that that's really important too. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't have any time today. Let me just like do a 20-second video, boom, be done.
We all have our strengths. That's what.
Yes, it's true. Today we're going to be playing a game, or I don't know, is it a game? Kinda.
I think we call it a game to be safe here. From what I've learned so far, I think we call it a game.
It's a game. It's a little, controversial. We'll see. It's going to be called Woke or Too Woke. Have you heard of woke, Dporticus? Have you heard of that phrase before?
How old do you think I am? I know what woke is. Listen, I get called unk enough in my comments and in my chats, or I know what woke means.
I get that. I'm getting called auntie. I'm turning 30 next month. I get it too. There are some slangs where I'm like,
30s are dope. It's underrated. 30s are underrated, and people who've hit their 30s, they'll agree. They'll agree. It's only
true.
The 20s that are scared.
I will say life has gotten better as I'm getting closer, but yeah, I'll have to find out. I'll let you know in like 2 weeks how it feels. So woke kind of means that you are enlightened to something that maybe other people aren't, or like you're not following the trend, the hype type of thing.
I think it's gotten used a bit as an insult. But like, yeah, it's my understanding. It's kind of you're like enlightened to something to look at something a way that you never did before, kind of thing.
Right. But yeah, you're right too. I have seen it being used more and more like negatively by like the older generation. Sometimes my generation and above. They're like, oh, you guys are so woke. It's so sensitive. It's kind of what it makes me think of. Like, you're so sensitive. Yeah. We're gonna name some statements that I've been seeing circulating like all the wrestling world, and we're gonna say if it's woke, so basically if it's right, if it's good, if we agree, or if it's too woke, we don't agree. Sound good?
Hit me.
All right, you guys at home, you can do the same thing. We're gonna write it on like a whiteboard. I think he has like a poster or something.
I made signs. I don't have a whiteboard, so I have my options ready. I have my
That's actually smarter, honestly, because I'm gonna have to freaking be erasing. First statement I have: WWE should prioritize storylines over popularity or what's trending.
Ooh.
Hopefully I wrote it big enough. Ready? 3,
yep.
2.
Oh man, we disagree.
Not the first one.
Okay. All right.
No, okay.
Well, you go first.
Okay. The
Explain
only
yourself.
reason, I get that it's a business and that they need to do what's trending, what's popular in order to like sell tickets and whatnot. But I feel like that has a high potential to burn out certain stars that are just constantly shown to us over and over and over again. And then like it doesn't help build up any of the other talent on the show. So that's why I said it was woke.
Okay. I think I view pro wrestling, and neither one of us has been watching for very long, so neither one of us know at all what we're talking about. So this is great. This is perfect. But I feel like I got over 2 years under my belt that I feel pretty confident in a few opinions like this one, that I feel like pro wrestling at its core is a live performance first and a TV show second. They're both important. But if I'm going to prioritize one, I think the live performance is the most important to me. So if I'm gonna stick to that belief, then I believe that when people are paying, especially these prices, to go to these shows, and like when the cheapest to get in a lot of these cities, like some of these bigger markets, is like $50-$60 for nosebleeds, and if you want to sit any closer and you want to bring the family, you better have some savings, because that is going to add up when you consider all the costs. That I don't see an issue with feeding those people, those kids, and those people who went to see those people. I don't see the issue with, let's hit Rhea's music so she can be a part of something. Let's do the yeet one more time. Let's do the run it back or whatever.
The OTC, the tribal chief.
Right. But I think there's a healthy blend, but I'm okay with somebody just constantly being involved because they are so loved by the fan base and by the people that are going. Because we've seen how different opinions of these wrestlers are online versus in person. How many people hated Jay and were sick of Jay, but then you've got 20,000+ people yeeting every time he goes out there. So, but those people that are watching are not committing financially the way all those people are who went to see the show. And it's like, I didn't see any of my favorite wrestlers. I paid $600 to bring the family and none of the top stars are there. Well, yeah, but the story was great.
Right.
Bro, my kid wanted to eat.
When it's in your city, you're like, I want to see Jay. I want to see Roman. And when you don't see them, it's kind of disappointing. But then again, it doesn't help create stars. So it's like, how do you have other major talent if we don't get to see them ever? If we don't get to like have them in storylines that are significant enough to where it helps them build on their popularity. Like Liv Morgan, pretty popular already, but now she's like over the moon type, you know? That probably wouldn't happen if she wasn't in that feud last year.
I think another example of it is Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Everyone's so disappointed. Oh, come on, let them do the thing. Don't put him with Seth. Okay, well, Seth is in the main event scene. Seth is going to be in all these cut scenes and promos, which means these guys are going to be in all these cut scenes, promos, these main event like close out the show moments. So I think there is a healthy balance.
Yes, the storylines can help boost characters and create stars. So I just feel like once they have their few stars, they stop creating stars. They're like, oh, that's enough, done. I hope they do that with Carmelo, because when he first moved over, his first match was with Cody Rhodes. Like, how amazing is that? Yeah. So I want him to come back, and maybe that can help him.
I blame LA Knight for that.
Fans care more about the hype around a character than the character's in-ring skills.
That's a tougher one.
Wait, no, my marker ran out. I guess I'm gonna be with you on the sheets now.
Bro, I brought 3.
You're way more prepared than me.
I wasn't sure which one would look better.
3, 2.
I agree with the statement. I don't know if it describes me. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I think it's fine to get hooked on like the hype and the story and not care too much about the in-ring. That's how I started. I didn't really care too much because I didn't know what was good and what was bad. It was all new to me. So like when I started, I didn't give a damn about the in-ring. So I think that's valid. I think while it no longer describes me, I agree that it can be true. I think it's true for a lot of people, especially with WWE. He has a much larger audience, which is a lot of it is a casual audience. Right. I think that's totally valid.
To kind of go off what you said earlier, like it's entertainment first type of thing. Someone that I think of when I think of this specific statement is the iguana guy.
Yeah.
The iguana
Mr.
man.
Iguana.
Right. I don't remember anything he did in the ring other than the fact that he pointed his like iguana stuffed animal thing at another wrestler. Like I don't remember the in-ring skill. I just remember his character work. I remember his like whole being rather than like the individual things that he did in the ring. And I think that's starting to become more of like the trend and the norm, and why some wrestlers might have some like beef with that because they're realizing like it doesn't matter as much anymore. Maybe, you know, there's more emphasis on also being funny or having, you know, being dark, you know, being like a character, playing a role rather than like just a wrestler.
Yeah, I feel like that one's super valid. I feel like that was actually the more at first I thought it was kind of difficult, but then then I realized it's not whether or not I am that way. I agree that is just a thing.
It is what it is type of thing, unfortunately. WWE showing behind the scenes footage. We know we have that new documentary thing coming out. Ruins the concept of kayfabe and storylines.
Yeah, dude, this ain't the 80s anymore, man. Like this ain't everybody knows it's like these are actors. Like I literally just watched, I was scrolling TikTok, Nia and Tiffy, they went and were doing like a first pitch or something at a baseball game. And she's going to do the first pitch and Nia goes out there, they start brawling on the mound. I scroll like 6 more TikToks and it's the two of them doing a TikTok dance like minutes before that happened. I like that. I am emotionally mature enough to separate that a character and two actresses can be homies, and they can also turn it on and fight each other in the ring, and I can separate those. I can respect the people that blur the lines, Seth or Drew, who will go into these interviews and just drag CM Punk through the mud to where you're like, is he serious? Is he serious? I can't tell. I like that, but I also like the behind the scenes stuff. Let me see how you did all that. I want to see.
Definitely. I keep seeing the thing of like, oh, well, I'm not gonna watch it. Well, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah,
you can
protect your own kayfabe.
Yeah, like preserve your own kayfabe. You know, you don't have to like look at these things. With social media and Twitter especially, everything is revealed. Everything.
You're right. There's like to you if you want. That's it can be as real to you as you want. That's fine.
Exactly. I'm definitely going to be watching. I'm definitely going to watch it.
I'm excited.
Me too. I think it's going to be great. Wrestling fans cannot have an opinion or criticism on WWE's talent. Ready?
Yep.
I'm going to say both.
Yeah. I think that was obvious. That was a bit. I mean, you can have an opinion. I feel like. I think it's about how you deliver the opinion.
Exactly.
I think and I think also choosing language that makes it very clear that you are aware that you are making an opinion and not a statement. And I think a lot of people, they'll say they say blanket statements like, this dude sucks, or that match sucked. And I feel like if you are someone who doesn't want to argue about it, but you want to have an opinion, try at least a little to choose your language just a little bit. Like, hey, I didn't really care for that match. Is not going to bait a huge reaction. If you, especially, I have learned this. I mean, I don't feel like I learned this from this, but I have definitely applied this logic when I'm like streaming and stuff. You're not going to see me be like, oh, that sucked, because I know the comments that are going to come in. And I'm not looking to defend my stance, because all it was that I didn't like the match, or I don't care for the wrestler. I don't care for their style. So, I mean, there are people that rage bait and want to argue, and those people are just going to say, that sucked. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. But, you can have an opinion. Just have a little nuance to your delivery.
I definitely...
Respectfully, too.
Right. With written word... in general, it's so easy to be misunderstood online, and so it's so easy to cross that line, and that's why it's hard to be like, yeah, you should have an opinion on like what they did in the ring and stuff like that, because it's like that could be misinterpreted so many different ways, and people don't have the same boundary or the same line of like what's too far, how much is too much. Just straight up blatantly saying, being disrespectful, they suck. Yep. I'm like, okay, well, how about you get off the couch and do a cartwheel right now? Like, can you do that? Like, do you know?
I could, I just don't have room in here. I would show you, but I next time.
I'm like, I know for me, I'm definitely eating hot Cheetos watching these shows. I'm definitely not in the best shape. So I don't know what a, backflip would be like after doing it 3 times in a row and having like live events on Saturday and then coming in on Monday and having another thing.
Dude, they'll do like these insane backflips and land it slightly off, and these dudes with like a Cheeto bag on their chest. That was a botch right there. That was a botch. Like, bro, shut up. She shouldn't be doing that.
Pretend it didn't happen. If it didn't have like a huge significant outcome on the match itself, then we shouldn't be really pointing it out, because aren't we fans of wrestling? Aren't we fans of the wrestlers? We shouldn't be pinpointing and critiquing every little mistake, as if we don't make mistakes going to our jobs and working on a computer. Like, come on.
I think a part of it is also saying something, like a lot of people will say that something sucks when there was no chance they were gonna like in the first place. Like, if I see this a lot between like WWE and AEW fans, where they are a very different product, but like if I don't like pizza, and you make me a pizza, and it's objectively it's a really good pizza as far as pizza goes,
right?
If I try a bite of your pizza, I can't say that pizza sucks. I don't like pizza.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you could have done. It could have been the greatest match and the greatest story ever, but you've already made up your mind. You don't like this. So just...
You're talking about the differences between AEW and WWE. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
See, I stick to just WWE because I don't think I have the mental capacity for AEW, but Yeah, I could see that being an issue too
For
if you
now.
were like a creator for both.
It'll get you eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Tony and Mercedes are they're trying to get me over there. And
That's all it
Chris.
takes. It only takes one or two characters to make you be like, okay, I'll tune in and see what they do Wednesday. And then someone else catches your eye. And next thing you know, you're watching wrestling like 5 days a week and your life is getting out of control.
You tell me though, too. I feel like AEW, I know we're getting a little off topic, but AEW, I feel like their audience or their crowd seems more friendly. I'm so sorry, but they, I've been welcomed more by like the AEW crowd than our good old WWE.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm not. I think they can be just as malicious in their own way. There's a bad side to both sides.
They're trying to get me over. They're trying to convert me.
They're very welcoming when they want you to come over, but then they don't want to let go of you. And then if you're like, okay, now I got to go watch WrestleMania, they're like, no.
Then they get mad.
Don't do that. So it's I'm mostly joking, but there is they both have their dark sides, but there are many friendly and welcoming fans also on both sides. So.
Well, the follow-up to that would be not having an opinion on the product as a whole. So not just the talent, but the storylines, Triple H. I know we all love to blame Triple H for the storyline.
Yeah, I think people have switched to blaming TKO now.
Oh yeah, that too.
I feel like people are starting to separate the TKO era from the Triple H era. I think there was a short Triple H era where everything was hitting. And then it felt like it switched to, okay, now that we got everyone back, how do we squeeze every dime out of them?
Yep.
And I think that's when the TKO era started.
And that's why, a lot of people are like, we need to have the storylines coming back. I noticed that we get backstage segments, but not much happening in them. It's just literally like talking or them telling us what's going to happen that night, but nothing that's going to build up on their existing storylines. Almost like the storylines just died. Like, for example, with Finn and Dominic. That's been going on for like almost a year now, like this tension between them and nothing.
And the Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, there's some that just kind of they get teased, and I feel like they kind of try to play this tactic of we don't have anything for him yet, but we need to shut the fans up, so let's just have them standing 50 feet in the background of another segment, so they're like walking down the hall. And that'll make the fans go, ooh, what could that mean? But like at first that was working, but then eventually we started noticing most of the time those weren't turning into anything. Yeah. So it doesn't really do anything anymore. It doesn't work the way it did when they were first trying to tease that.
Exactly. We lost the excitement. Storylines bring excitement to these things. That's what makes those matches at Mania and SummerSlam so much more meaningful, is when like we have this crazy story. Like, I'm so excited for Naomi's match. Because there's a story there. She is doing so good. Oh my gosh, she is hilarious.
I was never a Naomi hater, but I never would have pictured, like, I did not see her as like this potential like main event like caliber talent character, because I only saw the babyface side. I did see her as the third in the situation between her, Jade, and Bianca. And boy, is she! I have no problem admitting when I was wrong. She has completely shocked me. I did not expect that her heel character could be this much stronger than her babyface character. It's great,
right? And that's a good example that it's not just about your in-ring skill, because I feel like she's always been so good in ring, but she didn't get the time maybe to show off that personality to build up on her character. And the Big Three storyline being like one of the best storylines right now for the women. I'm just so happy for her. I'm so excited. And I think her little cashin was a moment, and I might have a question about that, so let's just do that one.
Okay. The
Io and Rhea match at Evolution was ruined by Naomi's cashin.
Stop.
That was a comment that I literally saw.
All that means is you don't like Naomi. Like, that's it. That's all that means, is you don't like Naomi. It didn't ruin. That match was basically done. Like, they had a full match.
Yeah.
And to the point, and that's kind of why the cashin worked so well, because they had a full match that led to like just one more crazy kick out.
Yeah.
And then that moment happened. That's ridiculous. That was one of the best matches I had ever seen. That was definitely the best cashin I've seen live, like since I've been watching.
I was not expecting. That was the only cashin that I feel like I didn't predict. I mean, again, we haven't been watching very long, but I did not predict that at all. Like I didn't,
Yeah.
and I think I
You were
was
so hooked on the match that you just didn't acknowledge that the briefcase existed. Just completely didn't even think about it.
No. And like I was just so set, like, oh, there's already history with Tiffany. It's definitely gonna be with her and Tiffany. And you know, like completely forgetting that she could totally just take this one.
Yep.
It was just so perfect. Oh my gosh.
I'm so glad they didn't take the route of cut to Naomi backstage with the briefcase, watching on a monitor and thinking about it first. Like, just hit the music and shock me, and that's such a better moment.
Yes. Oh, that would have ruined it then. If they would have like
ruined
spoiled
it. It
it.
would have ruined the match, but it would have ruined the cash-in for sure.
It would have spoiled the cash-in. Yeah. Wrestlers are responsible for their fan bases.
Okay.
Doing both.
I would also hold up both. I'm going to lean one or the other. I'll say I more agree with that than disagree. So I will say that is more woke than too woke. And I only say, I'm not saying they're responsible for their actions. That's ridiculous. You're not responsible for their individual actions, but your community or your fans end up being some sort of example that you have set.
Yeah.
In most cases. Sometimes that's not the case at all. And it's I think oftentimes it's not the case for a lot of women wrestlers, because a lot of times the fan base that will follow will be really weird and that's not their fault. Like they will be very creepy. They'll say very inappropriate things. I don't believe that. That's not something that I feel like is being asked for or baited or anything like that. If your fan base is very disrespectful or, you know, let's say says like racist things to like about things or whatever, and you as a wrestler have a history of that or have done that, you're kind of being the beacon of light for that person. Yeah. So in some senses, yes, you are responsible for the general type of fan base that you have, but you are not. That's where the too woke is. You're not responsible for like
everything. Yeah.
For like what they do and that's a bit too far.
And especially when I think of like mental health, like you're obviously not responsible for their mental health. I can always see like tweets and stuff about like, oh, you saved my life and all this thing, or like I did this, you know, because of you, and those type of like phrases really worry me, because I'm like, because then we're like putting someone way up here, which that's kind of what being a fan is sometimes, which fan culture can be toxic in that way. But as a leader, someone with a platform, you do have that responsibility of setting the standard of how you want to be treated, how you want your fan base to treat each other and stuff like that. I think that's fair. But if you're kind of like acting like them or promoting, I feel like sometimes they could like promote negativity, then that is concerning, I guess. Yeah. That's where that little cancel culture comes from.
Yeah.
I don't like cancel culture.
It's kind of like you're responsible for, like, to a degree, you're responsible for the type of person that you may attract, but you're not responsible for what they do.
It's so hard.
I'm open to be wrong on that one.
No, it's hard. You can't control everything that people do, but I think people are going to look at you as a role model. So, like, to be mindful of certain things, but it's hard. Like, you can't control if someone wants to act silly and crazy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This one's a good one.
Are you gonna pick one on this one?
Am I gonna what?
Are you gonna pick one, or are you gonna hold up both? On this
I'm gonna pick
one,
one.
You gotta pick one. Okay.
I was gonna
say, you've been going like this the last like 2 or 3, and I'm over here. I'm picking a side. I'm like, well, I'm gonna look bad now.
No, you're not gonna look bad. You're fine. I will. Going back, I will edit it and put my answer. Okay, if that helps. All right, last one. Celebrities should not be included in matches during PLEs.
I would say, I would go with too woke there. I would say celebrities being a part of anything in wrestling it predates us by a lot. This isn't new. It's been going on since like forever, and I think it's how you do it. It's how you implement them, how much power you give them over a moment. I think it's very globally accepted that the Travis Scott situation to end WrestleMania, to give John Cena, to have him break the record on a Travis Scott run, it's also just risky and bad business. Like, that's just it's not even just bad writing, but Travis Scott, I don't feel like is brand safe. Isn't that the dude who had someone die at a concert or something? Like, so like he is he like that just seems very stupid. Even if you like Travis Scott, even if it was a cool moment, it just feels like attaching someone that you have so little control over, someone who is not actually invested or loves the business, to have them attached to such a moment forever. And they could do anything to ruin that. Like, they could do anything in the next few years. I think having someone be that not brand safe, have that much impact on such a huge moment that people have been waiting so long for,
right?
That's a TKO call. I refuse to believe Triple H wrote that down and was like, this is what I want.
Something that might have worked better is, like, for example, like Jelly Roll. We've seen him multiple times at the shows, and they show him, and he sung at the, so I feel like he was more involved as well. And so to add to your point of, he didn't, like, Travis didn't seem like really involved before all of that. Maybe if they could have let it up better, it might have fit better. But yeah, I don't know. It's really tricky because then you have, like, the thing with Bad Bunny, and that was such a cool moment. Everyone, it was in Puerto Rico, so it aligned with the vibe at the time.
And you've been watching since that, right? Like, you've seen that.
Yeah,
that was my second PLE. My first show was the WrestleMania right before that, and that was going to be my first PLE. That's what made me really get a lot of respect for Damian.
Yeah.
But that match ended up being insanely cool. Like, it was a full nasty match. Like, that was awesome. It was a street fight. I think if done right, there's nothing wrong with implementing some real celebrities that might bring in some new eyes or whatever to the show. But okay, I'll ask you this: how'd you feel about the I Show Speed usage at the Royal Rumble?
I thought it was funny, but again, that's a moment where people can be like, that could have been for someone else. That could have been a spot for someone who's not on the roster very often and stuff like that. So
it could have been.
Yeah.
And I can see like, oh, this could have been this person, this could have been that person. If they had somebody that I feel like that they felt like could create any even remotely comparable moment, they would have done it. The year before, Pat McAfee, for him to go into the Rumble and then just be like, no, and step out, that's a waste of a spot, in my opinion. I did not find entertainment from that. I'm not a Pat McAfee hater, but I'm not a big fan of him. I don't really watch his stuff. Like, so for me, that felt like dude actually just took the spot and deleted it because he didn't do anything. Speed went in there and took a breaker spear, which created a moment.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
Yeah,
because that.
So as long as they get hurt.
I mean, I'm just saying he put a little bit on the line the same way the performers do.
As long as you get hurt by these terms,
exactly,
you can be in the show.
Has Travis Scott taken a bump? Has he gotten? I saw him beat the hell out of Cody, and then I saw him ruin the main event. Did he do anything?
Did Cody ever get his slap back? I don't think he did. Not yet. He still has
maybe he does need to get a little bit. Maybe he needs to take a little bit of a hit to make it a little better. But yeah, like it feels different when he's just, like you said, he's just aura farming. He's untouchable. He's beating the hell. Didn't he mess up Cody's like eardrum or something? Or I'm not cool with that.
No,
I'm not cool with that. I don't
Travis,
like
we're coming for you.
I don't like it.
Dporticus is coming for you. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Hell yeah.
On my channel. I always say show. Is it a show? What do you call it? Do you say thanks for coming to my show?
You can do whatever you want. It's
so dramatic.
You can call it whatever you want. It's your thing, right? You may have seen I do this like art guessing game, but it takes so long to set up because I work with an actual artist before I can even record it. So I know I've got you in the queue, so it's just whenever it can just happen.
I'm waiting. If you guys want to follow Dporticus, I will link his stuff down below in the description, but his name is literally right here. I'm sure you guys can see it.
I am this on all platforms because nobody else took that name.
Lucky. It was so difficult to find a name that's not taken. That is all for today. I will have more wrestling things coming out. I know I've been a little slacking, a little behind, but I love you guys, and Jazz out, Dporticus out. Bye-bye.